All right. Hello and welcome to Fight for Blight, Session 10. Thing we always do, go around, check in with each of our players. Good job, Yuri. You're first. Congratulations. You can take a point of inspiration. Check in with each of our players, see how the past couple weeks was, because last week, just due to some unfortunate events, we had to just precautionary take the week off, just in case. But, Eric, how was the past couple weeks for you, my friend?
Creep Tilly here. He just texted that he had to step away. But the week for me has been going pretty good.
Good.
Got a fight coming up this week. That's gonna be fun. So, yeah.
How many fights is this? Is this your fourth or fifth?
Now this will be the third MMA comp. This will be my fifth competition overall, though. I did a couple of jiu-jitsu tournaments.
Oh, that's what they were. Okay. Well, I know that we were talking about it a little bit earlier, so I know that some of us are going to try to get a bit more information from you on that, so probably do it on the break or at the end. But just Stalin, how was the past couple weeks for you?
All is well. I got a new addiction now. I started up playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, so pretty sweet. Because I never played the original, so I've been waiting forever to, follow the storyline. So not bad at all.
Never got too much into those games. I played like a couple here and there, but never like from start to finish.
Yeah, I love them.
Lady May, how was your couple weeks?
Been pretty good. I definitely caught a cold. Actually, everyone in our household except for Shot Dog, which is I think the first time that's ever happened. But that was cool. But yeah, it's been pretty good.
That's good. At least it was just a cold.
Exactly, yeah. And by the time I got it, we knew for sure that's what it was, so it was not as stressful.
Got the kids just taped, locked, boarded in the bathroom. Stay in there.
Shot Dog tried to quarantine us all, and I was like, I will call my mother, and she will be here so quick.
Adashi, how was your past couple weeks and stuff?
Yeah, full voice today, ready to play. But otherwise, pretty good. Crazy busy at work. But same old. So, no biggie. Excited to cast some fire spells.
Nice. I mean, I guess that is kind of the first thing up to get done. But Crix, how's your couple weeks?
Well, I've got a new addiction. I've been playing Valheim.
Same.
Yeah, so far I've managed to punch a deer and plant a carrot. Everything's going pretty well.
I actually got a pretty cool clip in the tavern chat that someone grabbed for me when I was streaming it, and you should check it out. It's a pretty sick shot on a deer with the bow.
Yeah, I'll be sure to check it out.
Well, when Virik gets back, if he has anything that he'd like to share, I'm sure everyone is more than happy to hear it. So, because he is on a call right now, I'll go ahead and just open it up for the recap. So whoever would like to take the lead on that, go ahead. The floor is yours.
So I remember walking back to the place we're staying at right now. I forget the name.
Exarch Stronghold.
Right,
Stronghold,
Exarch.
right.
And then we decided to break up some ice while
Adashi and I went to go see Lady May, and Adashi needed to restock on some things. Faye, yes, Lady Faye. Thank you. Can't help but do that. And I had an awkward encounter since Adachi wanted to play matchmaker, but I tried to de-escalate the situation and you know
I
keep it.
think it was an hour and 30-minute encounter, to be exact.
I like to think I wasn't with her that entire time. I was with you, but yeah, not the most comfortable situation in the world.
See, I remember that as just Stalin missing out on a big opportunity, but maybe we just were playing different games. I don't know.
Different love games for sure.
Yeah.
I also think the next time
I
I'm going to
think-
call for a charisma check on that. I think it would be the same thing, like what you rolled, but
Yeah, I
My
think that makes sense.
sucks.
I think Vieric made friends with a fun little dwarf on the ice. May also almost murdered Vieric, and I think that's kind of where we ended it after Adachi and Jasalin met up with him.
It was, I wouldn't say I tried to murder him. It was more
Murder.
like a friendly, you know what I'm saying, like sibling kind of like prank, because I knew he would be fine. I had so much
Yeah, I think
faith in his
it's like
ability.
yeah, that's like an accidental manslaughter charge, I think. So yeah, not murder. That's right. That's right. I'm trying to think if we forgot anything.
I'll just say
the-
at the moment you've remembered like the last hour of the session, which is fine because it was 2 weeks ago. So if you need me to give any help, I'm more than happy to.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we also decided to burn down the camp. So we burned down the bandit camp. We also found that map that had the 2 points on it. One near Nisus and one out in the northern forest, I think. Or we think it's a map. And then I remember we gave the gold we found, I think, to the city. That's what I remember.
Well, I think we'll take it back to our father, and then he'll kind of distribute the
right.
resources to
Right,
Exarch.
we take the gold. Yeah,
We had to
get
go
carry
through
the 2
proper
chests of
channels.
gold.
Right. It's got to go to the king, so trickle down.
Yep. Right.
Yeah, and I don't, sorry if I missed it. There's some stuff here, but we also, I think it was Crix that found a map with in the bandit camp, and it had like different X's marked on it that were mysterious both to us and then also to Exarch.
Last little bit was a good little added detail. Yes.
And one of them, which we're thinking about going to after we go home to Blight, is south of Blight, just north of Nissus, I believe is how it's pronounced, which is a city whose main trade and export is a very lovely ale.
Hmm.
The other one is all the way up north in the Whitethorn Forest.
Which is Knoll country.
Right.
Deep in Knoll country.
Them folks don't go up there. That's Knoll country.
With a South Carolina accent, Texas to South Carolina.
Yeah. Can we say Knolls are like actual, like how have hillbilly accents for this campaign? Just throwing it out there. Just an idea. You know, if you want to workshop that some. Oh, benevolent DM.
I think that'd be very odd for them to have like that kind of accent, but it would be hilarious.
They all speak common or have hillbilly accents.
Even though I don't think they're supposed to be speaking common, are they? Isn't that odd?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know, but I don't think so.
Find one hick Knoll.
Yeah. Oh man.
Well, I mean, that was a little bit more of a save. A little bit more of, I guess, the jar of the memory once mentioned. You know, most of that was at the last hour. But what I will say, in addition to everything, is, other than burning down the bandit camp, collecting just the supplies and one of the larger tents in case there had been any damage to your campsite. But after spending the time to dig it out, you found it to be okay, and then headed back to the stronghold. But if you don't have anything else that maybe a little bit more jar of the memory, then I will give our little bit of a narrative before we get into the game.
Awesome.
The only thing I had to add is Virik and I were like trying to train our panthers, and I think May named hers Nyx and also succeeded in getting her to call when called, to come when called. So yeah, we had a little bit of a training session with mixed results.
Indeed. You guys have both spent a couple of sessions now with them. So we'll see how that progresses as well. However, if nothing else, we'll go ahead, just do our narrative, and then jump in and see what sort of shenanigans each of you get into. All right. Take the moment of silence as we're good. So as we continue our story on April 3rd, year 1101, nearing midday, the sun nearly reaching its peak in the slightly cloudy cloudy sky above. The snow falling a bit slower as the wind dissipates bit by bit. The windy morning shifting towards a slightly cloudy afternoon, the ice has been broken up quite a good bit with the amount of the combined effort and time each of you have put in towards this point. The guards and dwarven-led civilians all continue to chip away bit by bit. All 5 ships, however, are still locked in the ice, unable to make it out just a tad bit to the sea. With moments before, Virik just having a bit of issue with the ice as it begun to crack and spiderweb a bit, mainly because of May's. I would like to describe it more as a protective nature, in my opinion. If there was a more...
It was diplomatic is really what it was.
Okay. If there's a more specific reason, feel free, but that's just how I felt about it.
Yeah, it was diplomacy, I think.
Yeah, try and keep the peace between the civilians and the family. But with that, each of the guards and everyone had become a bit quiet and just paying a bit more of a bit more of a mind and attention to Virik and each of you. The dwarf, still shaking in his boots a bit from Virik's comments, Biz has been oddly quiet. But with that, I will open it up to each of you.
Adachi would love to light some ice on fire, which is how physics works.
Indeed, I'm pretty sure that's exactly how it works.
Yeah. Is there a place, like, I mean, if Adachi's kind of looking, like, I know they started from the outskirts of the bay and we're working like inward. Like if Adachi like got on one of the boats and kind of, is there a place kind of more like I want to use the word keystone, but like a place in the middle where like if we could just melt this one big piece, maybe the rest of it would break up a little bit?
So it's more that the ice is like around the hole. So like in between like where the ship is and the sea, you can break it away at that point. But with like the chipping away and the progress that's been made by the end of the day from the previous detail that was given without Yor and just Stalin's help for the beginning of the day, it seemed that they could break away half of the ships. But with the progression that's been made at this point and your intelligence, you would know by the end of the day, if you keep going at this pace, using the spells, fire bolts, things of that nature, you'll be good by the end of the night.
Is there a way I could use one of like my Burning Hands first level spell to like go faster than end of the night?
Yeah, of course.
I really wanted to cast it when we were fighting the bandit camp, but I never really got a chance to get all the enemies grouped together. So I just really want to do it on some ice. Out of character.
Okay. So, at the moment, like the main, the guards working on like one patch as May, like after May shoots down the fire bolts, and then the dwarves and other civilians coming in working on the next, and then the royal family, seems to be about the right rotation, considering how the emotions were starting to flare up a bit when we had last left off. Everyone kind of now breaking off into their own area. But if you would like to use a bit of spells to make it go a bit quicker, that sounds like a great idea.
Okay, yeah, I think Adachi would find like a big part of the ice and kind of just cast the spell. After Adachi would be like, everyone, please move out of the way, because it's a 15-foot cone.
Got it.
And
Go
then
ahead
I'll
and
cast it.
just cast the spell. I'm pretty sure the ice will pass its dex save.
Of course. What did I just do? Why did
Nice.
that roll twice?
I don't.
I
For
guess it's
some
about the
reason,
same.
it does that, but it still only registers your 3d6. But with like the
Got it,
extra
okay.
little bit that you've added in, seems to definitely pick up the progression a bit, as this catches most of the others' attention because of just the amount of ice that's kind of been melted away and broken apart. You just hear like bits of gasp and shocks of awe coming from the civilians.
And I'll just keep fire bolting, like along with wherever May and the rest of the group tells me to. So keep breaking up the ice.
All right, is there anything else you guys would like to do for that, or in addition to, I guess I should say, or no?
Yeah, I'd like to pause, and then I would like to ask Biz, and I say, sir, is there, do you have any recommendations? Is there any way that we can get these ships out faster than the rate we're going?
Well, the rate we're going right now is, cut off a whole week's of work. I don't know if we could move much faster. Glad that one didn't shoot that fire thing near the boats, though. That would have been very bad.
Yeah, I assure you, my brother is quite good. He's got quite the handle on this magic. And then I just get back to shooting firebolts.
Well,
Yeah, and as we're clearing out everything, I'll just make sure that the distance that everybody is keeping from like the fire and the ice is good, and we just continue as we were.
okay. With this being a little bit more of a extended effort, can each of you, unless there's anything different than what you were doing, give me the following rolls? May, can you give me an Arcana check? Adachi, an Arcana check. Virik, Kreptili, Crix, and Justalin, can each of you give me athletics checks, please?
Apparently, we're not trying too hard.
Not at all.
Damn.
Just Stalin, can you roll me a d6, please?
All these sixes.
All right. So making it into a little bit later in the afternoon, from the rough judgment, somewhere between 2 and 3 p.m. Each of you getting a bit tired. May you waving a little bit quicker than Adachi, not being used to casting these spells in such a precise manner in a repeated fashion. You all are taking enough breaks to where you don't have to worry about like an overextending yourself with work, physical, and both the mental strain. But you can tell that Adachi is a slightly bit more in tuned than you are with this firebolt progression. But with that in mind, after the little bit of conversation that May had, Biz will walk over and look up to you, Varric, and say, would you like a hand?
Sure, you can give me a hand, little dude.
All right, yeah. Let me make a little bit more room right there. I'll just get right in between you and Lord Varric and you. I'm sorry. What is your name? As he gestures towards you, just Stalin.
My name is Stalin. I'm not quite as popular as my siblings, so I can understand if you didn't know it.
But I knew there was another a son, but last I heard he was not in the Dane.
No, I've been traveling for quite an amount of years, so I've just recently returned.
Tell me, did you travel to Vala?
I've been to many places, but no, not Vala. Where is this?
As he begins to explain Vala being in the north in the Knowledge Mountains, named after basically the academic progression that the city has made. Each of you are picking along quite a bit, and as Biz picks into the ice, can you give me a perception check, just Stalin? Varric, you as well, since you're right beside him.
Low rolling today.
So just Stalin, while you're quite enamored into the conversation, you're just kind of like, wow, that sounds like a great place. That's where you're from. That's cool. You know, maybe like humoring him a bit here and there. Varric, you'll notice out of your peripherals, the ice after Biz picks into it a bit, splinters going right in between his legs and beginning to separate. Biz does not seem to have noticed.
So I'm gonna reach over and snatch Biz as the ice cracks. Excuse me.
Give me an athletics check.
Would I be able to jump away as well?
So, just Stalin, you can move back no problem. As you see Varric just lunge forward and yanking this, in comparison, small dwarf in height, that is, off of his feet and just kind of slides him on his ass backwards. And just at that moment, Varric, the ice will begin to break just where Biz was standing as it begins to fall and just break away, some plunging into the sea while others floating off. What the hell was that for?
I smile at him and I say, I want to be the one to kill you, not the ice.
And as he kind of like adjusts himself, moving his hair out of his eyes, he'll look forward and as he kind of sees where he was standing, broken away. Well, I think I owed you my life.
That's okay. You'll give it to me later.
Brother, enough. Biz, he saved your life, so take it for what it is. You might not have seen Vala ever again, so you're fortunate.
I don't plan to ever go back, but fortunate I am. And he'll extend his hand to you, Varric, after he gets up, knocking a bit of snow off of his pelt.
I laugh and look towards the Stalin and say, how about you play your part, little brother?
And I glare at Virik and say, brother, where's your honor?
No
At this-
honor among thieves, right?
I'm sorry, I kind of cut off the beginning on there. What was that beginning part?
I said, there's no honor among thieves, right?
Apparently not amongst your type, brother.
At this point, each of you see what's going on. Taking a quick look, the civilians, guards, both making their way over, thinking there to be a bit of a confrontation, but then after hearing the conversation a bit more, just now paying more attention. The rest of the family, you would all see this no problem.
Can I get a persuasion check?
If it's for what I'm thinking, which is to force your brother into kind of
Chilling out.
yeah, then yes.
Hostility.
So Virik, my instinct tells me that if you're trying to not necessarily be like persuaded, because you're not necessarily arguing anything and you're not like trying to deceive him in sort of a manner, can you just give me a like a charisma check, just a D20 plus your charisma modifier.
So do I just click on charisma for that?
Yep.
Okay. Is that the right thing?
It's not the right thing, but it's the same roll. So with that, you'll feel the impact of just Stalin's words there, Virik.
Hopefully the glare in my eyes. I just wanted to de-escalate the situation, so stop the hostilities.
I'm gonna chuckle and say, that's so human of you.
Oh, what a burn. Ouch.
Simply with my eyes. We can't all be pure-blooded high elves. There's plenty of other races out there.
What can I say? You're right. We can't all be the best.
Biz kind of like puts down his hand, just scratches his head, says, "This sounds like a conversation that I don't need to be a part of."
Did I ask you to talk, tiny man?
He'll just look down.
I'll take Biz and we'll walk away.
All right.
Adashi's gonna run up to Lord Virik and say, Lord Virik, was that dwarf threatening you? Should I engage him? He's gonna like draw his scimitar.
Adashi, that dwarf is no more of a threat as a butterfly.
Oh, of course, my lord, of course. And he's gonna like do a bow and say, and kind of, he's gonna wonder what's going on and do kind of a look to the Stalin and just shrug it off and say, and go back to burning ice.
All right. Anybody else? All right. So, with nothing else needed to be added, the rest of the day goes off with no issue. Everyone with the last exchange no longer in showing any interest in conversing with the family or the guards or vice versa. But with the addition of the spell and the extra manpower provided, each of you make your way through the ice a little bit faster than you once anticipated. And before the sun goes down, as it nears just about 5 to 6 p.m., you have broken away each of the ships successfully in order for them to make their way out to sea and to harvest and to fish. And with the last one being free, the pick breaking away the last ice chunk that is just very limitly attached, a bit of a cheer comes out from the civilians of the stronghold and the guards. And with that, each of them will begin to cheer and celebrate together, hoisting their tools into the air, shouting out into the sky.
I'll drink to that.
A job well done.
Yeah, Make like claps the shoulder of her like closest sibling and also just is clapping.
Ugh. Biz dusting his hands off, placing the pickaxe that he was once wielding down on the ice and on like the more of the snowy shoreline as each of you make your way back. Dusts his hands and extends a hand. First, starting with you, May. Well, thank you for the help. Don't think that we could have done it without you. And, well, at least not this fast.
May like grabs his elbow like with her opposite hand. So like, you know, yeah, her free hand, and it's like, you're most welcome.
Ugh. Keep making his way down and extending his thanks to each of you. Crix.
Happy to help.
Then Cryptilli. Adashi. Jostalin.
It's been a humbling experience, Biz. Be well.
And then Taveric.
You're welcome, big guy.
You always have a friend here. I owe you. And a dwarf always pays his debt. Well, if each of you stay the night, make your way down to the tavern. I'll buy you all drums, buy you all some drinks. But if not, may the gods be with you. So he gives each of you a bit of a bow, and then makes his way away.
It's like nighttime, right?
Getting fairly close to it. It'd be roughly about the time where you'd get started setting up a camp for the night.
Now, this is right outside of Exarch Stronghold.
Yep, just on the shoreline there, like just off like the little bits of docks. It's, I mean, not anything to hold a torch to for what's in Blight, but You know,
Okay.
the little bit of quote unquote port area, I guess you could call it.
Hmm. So this tavern wouldn't be far away at all from wherever my bed is in the stronghold.
No, no, no. This place is not very big at all.
Well, I'll definitely take Biz up on his offer.
Should we not burden the Exarch with our presence another night and just stay at the tavern instead? I'm asking my siblings that, not the DM.
I think we just did him a big favor. I don't think he would mind one more night stay for free.
Same. um, but I do have some things that I would like to do. But I can join you guys at the tavern afterwards.
Feel free.
Creep Tilly, would you need any help?
Um, I don't really need help, but you can join.
Awesome. It wasn't a question.
Adachi looks to Virak and goes, "My lord, may I accompany them to the tavern? Will you be all right with Lady Cryptilli?"
Please, Adachi, join them. Go talk to Stalin.
I can stay. I can stay if you need me. I mean, I live to serve. And he does like two
Oh,
more
come on,
bows.
brother. And May grabs him.
Oh, but I think he was changing his mind. I don't. And then he just goes with you.
I really don't think he was.
Let's come with us, Adachi.
Just
Also,
know,
Adachi
Adachi. I'll look at Adachi and say, just know that none of my drinks will be poisoned, so mind your hands.
Oh, it's fine, just Stalin. I only care if Virak gets poisoned. And he says that with not really like with no emotion, like completely flat.
All I can do is chuckle.
Your blind loyalty sure does run deep.
Just like
Thank
walking,
you.
like arm over his shoulder, just like shaking my head.
All right. So with the four of you heading to the tavern, Cryptilli, Virak, what are each of you splitting off to go do?
Initially, I would like to go to the temple, and I'll tell Virik that I am heading to the temple. I wish to say some words to Deanna, and pray for our safe journey here, and then for a safe journey back. You can join me for that if you wish, or I can meet up with you afterwards.
You know that's not my thing. I'll wait for you outside the temple.
All right. So you make your way in, Cryptilli. You find Lady Faye just in a bit of a prayer stance, kneeled down, knees on a pillow, as there are 12 candles lit before her and an incense burning in the middle. But hearing the door open, she'll turn her head, and then noticing it to be you, she'll stand up with a big smile on her face and say, "Ah, Lady Cryptilli, what can I do for you?"
I was just wondering if you have any statues of Deanna here that I can pray to.
Oh, unfortunately, not like the ones back at the castle, but we do have a little shrine here. Yes. And she will gesture her arm, like, waving it out a bit, and as you look over, you see a shrine, mainly a stone with the engraving the symbol of Deanna.
Beautiful, as ever. Thank you. I appreciate it, and I'll make my way over to the. What'd you say? You didn't say statue. The sigils, and I'll begin to pray. I'll take out my candles and I'll begin to pray. Nothing in particular. Just asking for guidance, like I said before, and I'll end it as I normally do. There is a fine line between life and death, and those that don't live will die.
And as you finish your prayer, you feel a bit of a cool wind. Little abnormal from the walls that are blocking the outside. And as it begins to raise the hairs on the back of your neck, you hear a voice. The family follows a path. And then that is it.
Like follows the path where? And I'll just get up and sorry. I'll get up and I'll talk to Lady Faye. And I'll tell her thank you, and I'll invite her if she drinks to come to the tavern. There's a small celebration going on.
Ah, yes, I don't partake in ale, but if there's a nice fine wine, I might have a cup or two. What's the celebration?
It seems that we were able to help free the ships from the dock, and the people are very happy, so we wish to sit with them.
Last I heard that they had thought that to be more than a week of work. I had given them maybe 2 weeks before being able to free the ships. Ice does freeze over a bit quicker when bad weather approaches, but nonetheless. It's a pleasure to hear such things. Where's the rest of your family?
They're at or heading towards the tavern for now. My brother Varric is outside. If you wish to accompany us, you may, or we can meet up with you later.
I will convene with each of you later. Please. And as she begins to tidy herself up a little bit, you see her blow out a couple of candles. It'll take a few hours to get everything situated, but please just have Lord Varric come in if you all wish to wait. I don't understand why he would wish to stay out in the cold.
Nah, temples aren't really his style. And at that, I'll just give her a little bow, and I'll grab her hand and attempt to kiss it. And then I'll walk out.
Well, she'll allow it. And then you can walk out.
Yep.
As you make your way out, Varric waiting.
Hello, brother. Hopefully that wasn't too long a wait. Shall we indulge ourselves in the usual?
I say we shall. Lead on, sister.
As in the usual, you mean go to the tavern or go off and do something else?
Go off and do some shenanigans. But I'll just DM you.
Okay. I'll wait for that. And with that, about 5 minutes at most after leaving the shoreline, splitting up from your two siblings, the four of you make it to the tavern. Above the door, you just see a blue tankard and the words, "The Iced Handle." As you make your way in, you'll see that there's a decent amount of people already here The dwarves seem to have scurried over with ale in mind and the thought of that nice, tasty beverage reaching their lips. But all of them clinking tankards, celebrating, and as the four of you make your way in, you will all be met with a bit of cheer as you open the door and step inside. Aye, they're here! The people of the hour, the day, the year, the family of Blight! Aye! As the cheers ring out, tankards slamming on the table, people clapping, slamming their hands against their chests and cheering. Just a couple moments later, each of you will see the crowd beginning to part just a bit, but not really noticing why at first until the last little bit of the crowd parts its way as you see Biz making his way out, 4 tankards in hand, as he extends them up to each of you. The meal, drink! It's from Gnesis.
Cheers.
I will gladly accept it.
I would like to smell it first before drinking it.
So as you kind of give it a bit of a waft, you will pick up a slight hint of a fruit. It's a bit of a mixed berry concoction as you catch a little bit of an aroma. Is that strawberry? That's actually how I wrote the description of the ale.
So nothing too odd, but definitely fruitier than what I'm used to. And I'll take a swig.
Adachi would go, is this, Brother Justalin, is this what you normally drink?
Generally drink things a bit stronger, but this will do.
Oh, I don't typically partake while I'm on duty, but I guess if Lord Vyric's not here, maybe that's okay? He's gonna look around to like May and see what May says.
May's like chugging ale and is just like stops and looks at him. Just drink, brother.
If you insist, Lady May. And then he takes it and like, I think he nurses it at first, like a little bit, just like a few sips, and then he's like, "Oh, this is quite good," and he just starts chugging it like the rest of you guys.
Stalin is eyeing him because he knows from past experiences. Since Just Stalin is a drinker, he knows how much of a lightweight Adachi truly is. He tells him, "Brother, not too fast."
Oh,
Oi.
Not many.
Not too fast, he's right. That stuff, it tastes great, but it'll put you on your ass real quick. Take it from me.
Let him
Oh, but
enjoy himself.
I mean, but just Stalin, you said it's not very strong. I mean, it doesn't taste like a lot of alcohol. I mean, I don't think. I mean, I had that one drink 3 years ago, and I don't remember when the one before that was, but yeah, it's pretty. I think I can have another one. And he's gonna like the bartender to one more, please.
And I go, yes. And I whisper to Biz, some people need humbling. You know what I mean? And I like finish off my tankard and like, clean my mouth and my sleeve.
And Just Stalin gives in and he says, "To hell with it. He'll learn."
Yes, brother, another.
Oi. And then Biz will just kind of like clap his hands as each of you take the drinks. Then come. Join us at the table. Motions you. Basically placing like his hand like on like your leg as he kind of like pats against your calf and then leads the way. When each of you arrive at the table, another dwarf there sits, and there are 6 empty seats. Viz will get up on the table and shout out, Oi, another round. Put it on the tab. Well, and jump down into his seat. As he sits, each of you notice his feet don't even come close to reaching the ground. As the rest of you sit quite comfortably, his head just a little bit over the table. Well, thanks again for all the help. Glad you all could make it for a couple of drinks. Really a family of the people.
Some of us try to be, truly.
Yeah, you know, Lord Vieric really loves the people. I'm sure he'll be here really soon. I saw you guys were talking a lot. I'm sure you saw how great he is.
Hey Adachi, you want to play a game?
I think I'm allowed to play games if Vieric's not here. But yeah, sure, bro.
Boy, what
Lord
you thinking?
Crooks.
Dice on cards.
Actually, this is a very Adachi specific game.
Oh. Sorry.
Let's see if he can go 5 minutes without mentioning Lord Vieric.
Ooh, May's like putting away her dice after Biz had said that, but she
And
says, "I'll put some money on that."
And every time you mention him, you have to take a drink.
You guys, I mean, you think I talk about him too much? I mean, like Vieric is just, you know, such a strong leader. Oh wait, I said it again, didn't I? So a drink. He takes a drink. It's gonna be really hard not to talk about how great Lord Vieric. Oh, he does it again. But then he's gonna shut up for a second.
And May says, "How about every time he mentions Lord Vieric, we all have to drink?"
That might be dangerous.
Who's gonna carry all of us?
We can't all die from alcohol poisoning.
Cryptilli, just so you're aware from what you PM'd me, with that in mind, each of you do find yourselves at the same tavern. So you make your way in, you look around, and you'll immediately spot each of your family members.
Ah, siblings. Biz, how's it going?
Oi, the rest of you are here. Almost time for, third round?
It seems we have some catching up to do.
How's everything at the temple?
Lovely as always. And I'll pet him on the shoulder and I'll ask for wine, see what kind of wine they have there.
For honey and a plum.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely on that plum wine.
Understood. They will ask you for 5 silver if you wish to have a bottle, but it will just be 5 copper for a cup.
I'll do a cup just to see how it is.
Okay, they'll fill you up.
So I stop Creep Tilly and I say, "Hey Biz, aren't you gonna take care of that tab?"
Yeah, first round's on me.
That's more like it. Now go for it, Creep Tilly.
Ah, why is this always, brother? And I'll actually just order the bottle.
So after the cup is poured, and then saying that you'll just take the bottle instead, and put the bottle down, and give, like, noting who you are, she'll say, "Lady Cryptilli," as she gives you a bit of a bow and moves away.
An outlaw for Virik some.
Of course I'll have some. I mean, why would I not?
Sorry, are they at the table with us now?
They're at the bar while each of you are at the table. The only
Oh,
thing that Biz would like to mention is with May pulling out the dice, Biz would like to play a game of dice with you.
Oh, absolutely.
So, do you remember the rules from before?
Nope.
Oh, well, here's how it works. You take 3 of these dice that are here, and you'll put them in front of you, and then roll them. And try to get as many as you can to match, or perhaps like 4, 5, 6. You know.
A run, yes, okay.
Yes, yes. Are you sure you haven't played before?
Well, I mean, I just have played different dice games. But this seems fun. Am I rolling d6?
Yep. Roll 3d6. And well, for first, you got to ante up. So it will. He'll say, "How about just a copper to learn?" And he'll put a copper
Yeah.
in.
That sounds great. And I put one in.
All right. Well, since they would be GM rolled, I'm just gonna roll mine, but we'll know what yours is.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, I'll see if I can do it like this.
The sound of the dice was so nice.
We missed that IRL.
Oh my god.
I
Shake them near the mic again.
Dice ASMR.
Oh, well, that didn't really work. I was gonna see if I could get it to pop up on. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Cool. So I know my hand. All right, I'm going to keep one. And he puts one dice back in the cup and begins to shake it.
I'm gonna keep 2. And I'm gonna re-roll the middle roll.
Got it? All right. Well, sorry, I forgot to bet again, but we should have bet before, but it's for fun, it's for fun. All right. I think I got you.
You did. And I hand him my piece of copper.
And with a pair of ones, I think that you had a 4, 2, and a 6, yeah. So, nothing. Alright, you get it? If you want, we can play for a little bit more, but I don't have that much coin.
No. I mean, we don't have to play for coin. We could just play for fun.
But the coin is what makes it fun.
Oh, okay. In that case, let me get out a little pool, and we'll split it in half, and you bet with your half, and I bet with my half.
He'll take out 3 silver pieces and say, if you can break this down, we can play a couple more games, but that's about all I've got.
Okay, sounds good. And I whip out 3 silver pieces as well.
Virik,
I
Reptilli, with, I'm sorry to cut you off. What were you saying, May?
No, it's okay. I was going to say, if I have the copper, I just can't remember the breakdown of the...
10 copper per silver.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then I think I can break it down for him.
All right. 32 copper in hand. And Kreptilli and Virik, with the intent of what each of you had set out to do, each of you both hear this conversation perk up. Biz challenging your sister to a game of dice for slightly higher stakes than a copper.
May we join?
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. Each of you know how to play.
Yes. Which game is this?
It's called Dragon's Dice.
Yes. I'm familiar.
As they approach the table, Adachi like stands up and yells out, "Lord Virik!" And then like starts chugging his drink.
And he'll put in 3 copper pieces to begin.
That's perfect.
May will match him.
Yep. Creeptilla will do the same.
And when you shout that out, by the way, Adachi, Biz will say, drink.
Yeah, Adachi
More
just
rounds are
assumes
set
everyone
down
else
at
is
the table.
drinking.
And I'll look back and forth, kind of confused, but definitely forward.
And May's gonna lean over to Creep Chili and be like, "Sister, we challenged him to not talk about Virik unless he drank. He's failing miserably."
It's gonna be hilarious.
To answer your question, no, and then noted, Cryptilly. But what we'll do is we'll just sum this up with 1 dice roll, or 1 game, we'll say, and it'll be like a winner take all.
Perfect.
Like it'll go like over time kind of thing, but we'll like just fast forward it essentially. So if each of you participating want to roll 3d6 after putting in 3 copper pieces.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't say I'm not participating. I'm just sitting next to Biz and just kind of staring at him awkwardly.
All right, I'm gonna put in 5 more copper pieces, and I'm going to re-roll 1.
I too. I'm gonna do the same thing, and I put in 3 and re-roll 1. The 1. I rolled exactly the same 3 numbers also.
I'm gonna
You did.
I'm gonna put in 1 more than he said. And then I'll roll 1.
Oh, do you think you got something better? And then he'll put in 1 more to see your bet, and then looks over to you, May.
I'll also raise 1.
Re-raise or just call, essentially?
Is call when I just like meet everyone where they're
Yep.
at? Yeah, great. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right, everyone do your rolls. Ah, shit. Not what I wanted, but it's okay. And then he'll say, okay, 2 more copper.
Yeah, 2 more, and I put 2 more in.
And I'll say 6.
Oh, shit. He'll look at you, squint his eyes, lift the cup back up, look at what he's got. I don't know. It's a little bit expensive for me, and he's going to fold. Take it, you win.
Wait, May's gonna raise the 6. Is that what it is?
Oh yeah, if it's just between you two, if you want to call, sorry. He'll just say, it's yours. Push the cup forward.
And I'll say, oh, a brave one there, sister. I'll say, would you mind if I take all your coin? And I'll just push everything in.
Might as well. It's already gone badly exactly the same way 3 times, so it couldn't possibly go badly a 4th time, right? Just mathematically unlikely. And I'm gonna re-roll. I push all my coin in, and then I'm gonna re-roll that same roll.
Oh no, there's no more re-rolls. This is it. You both lift up the cups. Griptilli with 2 4s and a 2, and May with a, what is it? 2 1s?
It's like 1, 6, and a 4. It's the same.
Oh yeah, you re-rolled the 1. That's right. A 1, 6, and a 4. So with unfortunately rolling the same thing, Kratilli wins, and with the revealing of the dice, Biz will just say, "Oh shit!" as he lifts up his cup, revealing 2 5s and a 3.
May starts laughing.
Adachi yells, "Biz wins!" and then like takes a big like chug of his drink.
No,
Obviously not
I
understanding
lost.
it. No, see, those are, and he's like really like sloppily pointing at the table. That's a 5 and a 5, so that's bigger. I don't. Do you read that? That's not dwarfish, right?
Maybe we should play some games.
And I'll pat him on the arm. I'll say, "Good try,"
Thanks,
and I'll
sis.
collect the coin.
That was a good bluff, sister.
Really was.
Well, as each of you set up for another game, putting in some more copper coins, rolling the dice here and there, going about for a little bit of time, eventually taking Biz for maybe a little bit more coin than he would have liked, but he'll say at like the end of the hour, like, okay, I gotta save the rest to pay for the tab. As he looks like over to the table, holy shit, that's a lot of cups. Alright, I'll go pay for the rounds.
May is gonna try to sneak to the barkeep and pay for the tab instead.
Oh, you beat me to it.
May would probably need help because I think she's drunk.
Can both of you just roll me stealth checks at disadvantage? May and Crix, that is.
Oh, nice.
Damn.
Well, Crix, you slip away quite nicely, but May, you slip away without any notice, but you just like stumble a bit here and there, trying to catch your footing as you seem to definitely drink a bit more than, and that would get you a bit more than that would normally get you intoxicated with this just fine tasting ale. But each of you make your way up. Crix just a few steps ahead, making the way to the bar.
Do I see Crix, making a...
Yes,
a run for it?
he will arrive there just like 1 to 2 steps ahead of you.
Great, then I would like to turn around and try to distract Biz.
As you turn around, Biz is paying no mind at all.
Oh, great, never mind. I walk up and hang out with Crix.
So while Biz is distracted, can I go through his pockets?
Sure, roll me a sleight of hand check. As you reach into his pockets, he will just like turn and be like, What in the hell are you doing? As he pushes your hand away.
Did something happen? Excuse me, Biz?
Why are you reaching into my pockets?
Just step outside and talk about it.
No, we talk here.
Adachi speaks up and goes, "Oh, Biz, don't worry about it. You know, he just does this thing where he likes to steal from people. It's like so crazy because he's like the most privileged dude in the whole kingdom.
What?
It's just
You
like, why
like to
is he stealing money
steal?
from the poor people? Isn't that
Oi!
nuts? Like, what a nut! Like, what a silly dude. He's just so silly."
Adachi, shut up before you get punched too.
And as Biz like steps up onto the table, he begins to just shout, "Oi! Everyone, listen up!" Eventually, slowly but surely, grabbing everyone's attention.
Can I snatch him off the bar?
Yeah, if you'd like to. Just need to give me an athletics check because at this point he will definitely be trying to oppose this. And as you reach forward, you grab the collar of his shirt, and he'll grasp your hand with like both his hands around your wrist. Oi, get the fuck off me! And then you pull him down off the table. At this point, quite a few of the patrons in the tavern have now begun to wonder what in the world is going on. Each growing a bit silent as they stare at the commotion.
Adachi, assuming this was like a fun wrestling match, just yells out, "Lord Virik!" and then drinks.
Continuing to shout, Viz will just like yell as you have him down on the table. Get the fuck off me! Somebody help!
All right, hearing this, Crix is going to turn around and go back over and see what's going on.
So I'm gonna try to deck him in the face before Crix gets back.
All right. Just go ahead and give me a unarmed attack. Just a D20 plus. I don't think you're proficient in like punching. So
Okay, I gotta find a way to interrupt this. This is crazy.
So perfect. And as you try to punch down, he just moves his head off to the side, and you just like punch into the floor. And he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Just begins to struggle a bit more, kicking his little tiny legs.
I'll Creep Telly, I'll make my way over to Virik, and I'll say, "It seems that you need to blow off a little steam. Let us go have another drink, and a walk." And I'll grab Virik by his arm and just kind of briskly walk out the door. I'll say, "It seems the young prince had a little too much to drink." And
Are you letting go of the
continue
dwarf?
outside. Yeah.
No, Virik, he's got him.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna try to hold on to him and say that little bastard said I tried to steal from him.
All right, give me one more
Just wait
athletics
till
check.
I get there.
I'm really not good at this.
And this one, he breaks away and begins to just like roll away from the floor, then standing back up. That man attacked me! Gods!
And
At this
then-
point, May like runs over to Biz and is like being like, "Look, he gets a little weird when he drinks. Really sorry about that."
And I'll chime in as well. I'll say, I'm sure there had to be a misunderstanding.
Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, Adachi goes, "No, Biz, to be honest, he can be kind of an asshole sometimes. Like, I don't really get it,
Adachi,
It's just
shut
kind of how
up.
he is."
Shut up. Shut up. Do not talk anymore.
Oh, but I didn't say Virik.
Like, just
He's like,
don't
"Virik,"
talk.
and he
Don't
drinks
talk
again.
anymore.
Have I stormed my way over there yet?
Oh, yeah. Each of you are all there in the situation now.
That's an unarmed strike against Varric. I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Noise.
Am I allowed to fight this, or I
With-
just gotta let it happen?
With I mean, you can say that like you're going to like not allow it, which then I'd ask for like the attack roll, which he's already done. I believe a 20 hits. So go ahead and just roll the damage as you punch Varric in the face.
And right after I punch him in the face, I'm gonna tell him these are his people, not his toys. And then I'm just gonna glare at him.
I want to interrupt all of this to save face for the entire family. So I'm going to play the fool with the drunken monk based on the fact that I'm drinking right now, and I want to do a performance check to try to make this look like it's all a sibling game that we do sometimes, being foolish.
What are you doing in this?
I'm running in and I'm pretending we're just brawling, but like in a playful manner.
Give me a performance check.
Okay, yeah, my performance sucks, but
By the way,
Drunk-
Varric,
Can
you
I
did take
send-
4 damage.
yeah,
Can,
he still
can I
got a
send
hit.
Little May? Can I get Little May to help just Stalin like do some kind of performance like assistant?
Oh yeah, it didn't help me at all. That sucks.
So as you run in with like in this anticipation to make it look as realistic as possible, you just run forward, but losing your footing as like you kind of just trip over with like the edge of a stool. You end up tackling Creptilli right away, right down into the ground as both of you fall. At this point, you will hear, "Oh!" and then just a and the tavern begins to erupt into a brawl.
This is gonna be great.
Damn it, Varric.
So in the chaos, I know that there has incited a brawl. I'll try to talk to Biz and I'll tell Biz to check his pockets. Was anything taken?
No, I already got the gold. And then he'll just like reach up and try to punch you, Creptilli. As he does, he'll swing wildly, but with how drunk he is, you'll see him just like lose his footing as he like tries to jump up, connecting with your jaw, falling quite short, and then just down to the floor. Glasses, tankards are beginning to be shattered as they're being smashed. Stools and chairs being broken across others' backs as the rest of the tavern erupts into a fight.
Yep. Before anything happens to my person, I'm just gonna walk outside of the tavern. I'm gonna sit outside with that bottle of wine, and I'm gonna wait for Lady Faye to come.
Yeah, May tries to collect her panther. Tries to collect Nick, who I'm sure is either inside or outside, maybe. And joins Creptilli outside.
Can Adachi like hang back for a few minutes and kind of let people fight it out? And then like after he finishes his drink, I want to cast sleep on the bar.
While you're like just waiting it out there, Adachi, a few tankards will be thrown your way, a few just smashing at the table next to where you're standing. One will smash you in the back of the head for an 18 to hit, which will deal 2 damage to you as a chair is broken across like the back of your head.
Oh, okay.
Take that, you fuck!
Like,
I want to
Adashi's like
drink and try to get Biz out.
That was. Can I tell who did that?
You're already outside.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, it was Crix, not Creptilli. I was like, goodness gracious. Someone's gonna die today.
No, that was against Adachi.
Beautiful. Okay, that's fine. I'm outside.
The rest
Some
of
people
you,
just need to get their ass beat.
Can I do a perception check and see who did that?
I mean, like, just looking around quickly with, like, the Monks of the Chaos it just random person, like a random dwarf, just amongst the chaos. If each of you wish to like participate in the rest of the brawl, we can move on from there. But if you'd like to remove yourself, that's your call.
I would like to
So-
cast sleep now that I got hit by a chair. I feel like that's his prompt. Like if he's probably just drinking and just like not like he's just like, oh, I'm just gonna drink and just sit here and watch. And then when he got somebody hit him, he was like, hey, hold up. I got spells. I think I can cast like 20 spells right now. Like I feel great. And he's gonna try to cast sleep to like it's a 90-foot range, so I'm assuming that covers most of the bar. Just to try to like put some people to sleep and calm them down.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me the sleep spell. Just Stalin,
Why not?
Crix.
I'm keeping an eye on Varric.
I'm
Garrett?
trying to get out of the chaos, and I want to take Biz with me. So I wouldn't know if I would need an athletics check or if I could do acrobatics to stay on my feet on the way out.
Just give me a athletics or acrobatics check, and just Stalin. Adachi got that. And Crix, you're keeping an eye on Varric. Varric, what are you doing?
I'm gonna walk towards the door, and I want to grab a bottle and throw it towards Crix, but not exactly at him.
Oh, I'm following right behind you. I'm not letting you more than a few feet away from me.
In that case, I can hit him with the bottle.
Oh shit.
Do you allow it, Crix?
I'm gonna allow him to do it.
All right, go ahead and give me the unarmed strike again there. And Adachi, as you cast the sleep, a few humans and dwarves that are brawling it out, you'll see one dwarf just kind of like hanging on the back of the neck, just like holding like this human as he's like choking him out. You see the guy getting just like red in the face as he's like trying to gasp for a little bit of air, and the other one just biting at his ankles. And then a other just as you cast it, both of the dwarves just fall off of him, and the human falls to the floor as well. Varric, you swing forward, but unfortunately you fall just a bit short as Crix easily knocks away your glass that you're trying to hit him with. Just Stalin, you easily notice where Biz is still just like laid on the floor. As you look over, you'll notice that he's passed out cold. And you pick him up, make a few hops and skips out of the tavern. And just making sure after that, Adachi and May, you each are leaving as well?
Adachi would like to walk to the bar and try to fill up his tankard with fruity beer again, and then leave.
Unfortunately, you won't be able to do so. As you make your way there, you just see the barmaid like crouch behind the bar, like hiding as bottles are being thrown, wines being shattered and broken from the racks, people being slid across the bar.
He can't get over there because there's too much like collateral.
You just can't
damage
get
happening.
served. You can grab something if you want.
Yeah, Adachi would like to try to serve himself.
Okay. And that's no problem. You can easily do so.
And then he'll just try to casually kind of like maybe like stepping over the people he knocked to sleep. He'll just kind of step over him and like try to exit.
You'll note that a few more attacks have gone your way, but none coming close. One even running forward, drawing his fist back, but even before making his way there, just tripping over someone already knocked unconscious on the floor before falling and just knocking himself out. May?
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, like I said before, May just kind of like sees everything start happening and makes a beeline for the door. Just kind of like,
Got it. So as each of you make your way outside and the tavern doors close, you can still hear the sounds of the brawl going on inside as a couple of you have a bit of battle scars to show for your endeavor in the mighty tavern war.
Vyric's out here too.
Everyone is outside, yes.
Yeah, May's gonna try to kick him square in the chest. What is that? Unarmed strike? Or
If
what?
Virik allows it and he doesn't try to prevent it in any manner.
Yeah, I want to do some kind of acrobatics or something. She keeps trying to fucking hit me.
So with that, like you kind of May, you kick forward and Virik with you getting tired of being beat up by your siblings. This attack you do block. This one grabbing May's foot and just pushing it back down.
Dang. Okay, I don't even get to roll, but I'm just drunk and I'm like,
Yeah, so like just for I guess I can't really think of the word I'm looking for at the moment, but to I guess slightly discourage PvP. As long as people say like I'm gonna try to deflect the attack or something, then I usually just forego it. But if it's just I know it's
yeah.
like playful banter,
No, that makes sense.
I'll let it go so far.
Yeah, that makes sense. But
But-
she's kind of drunk, but she's angry for real, and she's like, "You're supposed to be the king. You will be the king. Do you think people are gonna respect you?"
You're right, May. I should have killed him.
She just looks like baffled.
Can Adachi walk up with his drink, like very cool, like he's very calm and collected, and he's like, Virik, man, you're a little cranky, man. I just think you need a nap, and he's gonna cast sleep in a way that only affects Virik, if that's cool. Use his last spell to try to make him go to sleep.
Don't we have a thing that doesn't bother us?
Oh wait, could you not go to sleep? I think that's the truth. Yeah.
Nah.
Is that a thing? I think that is
Yeah,
a thing, right?
that's a
We
thing.
can't.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
It's like the
I
very
was
specific
double
thing
checking.
that we get.
I don't know if half elves have that. I think they do.
Oh, so I'd accidentally put like just honestly. Well, he cast it anyways because he said he was going to do it. So he's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
go ahead,
hey, that
cast
didn't
it.
work."
Roll the dice.
I did not like that.
Yep.
Go ahead, or that roll the dice thing.
Better not hit me.
So
Ooh.
just stalling, you feel your
Shoot him.
eyes get a little bit heavy, but you're able to fight it off as Adachi casts the spell. The rest of you feel no effect.
Frog,
May
brother.
Hey,
What the hell was that?
Virik, you're supposed to be sleeping, man. Like, what's up, Virik?
So I look at Adachi and I say, "Oh, you too, huh?"
I mean, dude, come on. You're so strong. I mean, like he's a little dwarf. Like, really? I mean, do we? I think May's right on this.
Adachi, you're either with me or against me. There's no middle ground.
But you're kind of being an ass right now, man.
Got it. So you're with them.
You turned a
Well, I mean, we're
party
all-
into a battle. Is that the kind of king you want to be?
It's called Asserting Dominance, Crick. I wouldn't expect you to know about that.
Damn.
At this point, can each of you give me a perception check? So being able, like, while in like the heat of this conversation, not noticing her make her way down at first, but each of you, besides just Stalin, hearing the call from Lady Faye. Hello.
I guess I'm still sleepy.
Lady Faye, hey, let me go get you a beer, and then Adachi tries to walk inside to go get her another beer.
I'll grab
as you open the door, just the brawl continuing. Cryptil, you'll notice Lady Faye's face just like a bit, like as she's a bit astonished, taken back. Oh my! I thought you said a celebration. Adashi, are you still going inside?
If nobody stops me, yeah.
Oh, no, I grabbed his shoulder.
Oh,
I am
okay.
allowing him to pass. And as I'm looking at her and she says she thought it was a celebration, I have like one hand stretched behind me, grabbing Adashi's shoulder and saying, "It was." And then there was an incident. Um, I wish not to talk about it, but maybe I can walk you back to the temple.
Should I
I
alert the guards?
I'm sure it's nothing of that importance.
Oh, just a bit of fun.
Yes, I'm sure all of the adults in there, not out here, but in there, all of the adults in there can handle themselves. I'm sure that's possible. I'm sure that's within the realm of things that are possible.
It seems everyone needs some sleep. I think you were right on that, Adashi, but let's not cast any more spells.
Dashi's already trying to cast it again, but he doesn't realize he's out of spell slots.
So I'm gonna ask Adashi to accompany May and just all in back to the manor and get some rest.
But Crips, I mean, they're still partying in there. I mean, I don't want this stuff's good. We can't
And
stay.
tomorrow's another day.
Come on, Crips. I mean, really? We can come back. We can come back tomorrow.
Oh, sure thing. You can come back.
And then Dashi looks at his mug that's like half drank and he's like, "Can I keep this?
Yes,
I'm gonna keep it. I'll bring it back when we come tomorrow." And then he's like, "Lord Virhic!" And he does a chug and starts stumbling off down the alley, probably the wrong way. He's probably walking the opposite direction he's supposed to.
And I'll just
Seeing
let him
your stupor there, Justalin, Lady Faye will assist you. Lord Justalin, are you all right?
Yes, maybe I just had a bit too much to drink.
Yes, he's fine, Lady Faye. Please don't worry about him. Just a strong warrior who's had a bit too much ale in celebration, and May also drunkenly kind of puts her arm around just Stalin and tries to steer him away. Let's get some sleep at least. Come on.
Assisted by two women. You honor me. I wish I could say the same for my brother.
And with
Which one?
that, each of you, I'm guessing first making your way to the temple area and then back to Exarch's manor.
Yep.
Is Adashi with y'all, or did he walk? Did I say he walked off the wrong direction?
You said that he walked off in the wrong direction and no one bothered to
Okay,
stop you for
no
now.
one. Yeah, no one. Yeah, so he's just gonna keep walking.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna stop you.
I have a DM question. Is Lil May
drunk.
Just
Yeah.
Please.
You'll
Please let
see
her also
little
be
May
drunk.
kind of swooping down here and there, definitely flying a bit erratically, but flying overhead where Adashi is going. Because
Okay, which is the
of
same
moving
thing.
at a slightly quickened pace, still landing here and there with Adashi kind of stuporing.
Adashi needed this.
Indeed.
I think Adashi probably gets halfway down the road and does that thing that drunk people do where they just end up sitting on the ground randomly. And he just starts finishing his drink and talking to himself. And he'll sit there until he sobers up or someone comes to get him.
All right. Well, with that, I mean, I'll need a con save from you, Adachi.
Oh, definitely. I thought I'd have one already sooner.
I figure I'll just allow you guys to say, like, if you're drunk, if you want to say that you're drunk. But with this cold, as, like, a bit of time goes by and it being night, it will definitely shock you into a slight bit of sobriety. And as you kind of, like, get your senses back together, eventually being able to find your way back to the manor.
Nice.
And that's where we'll go ahead and take a small break and then get back to it in about 5 minutes. So, stay tuned and we'll see you all shortly. You're back. All right. Now that we're back, after Adachi had kind of wandered off a bit in a drunken stupor, eventually after time went by, getting caught sober by the cold, and then making his way back to Exarch's Manor. By that time, Adachi would have just arrived a couple of moments after the rest of you had been greeted by Exarch. And with noting each of your conditions, with ale splattered upon each of you, and just a bit of a mess, he will just ask, where's the young one, Adachi?
I'll look behind me like I didn't notice he was there or wasn't there.
As you look back, Adachi, indeed gone.
I'll be like, I thought he was behind us. He must have had a little more drink than he could handle. But I'm sure he's all right.
Well, come in, get out of the cold. He'll open the door, and then taking a scan over like the courtyard, and then at that point, seeing Adachi stupor his way in, stammering, swaying back and forth. Then Exarch will go and assist you, Adachi, and get you inside.
XR, hey.
Yeah,
Good to see ya.
Come.
I would have saved you a sip, but it was just too damn good. And then he tries to he's slurping like the last drops out of his mug.
Oh no. If your father knew about this, he'd probably kill me.
No, I think he's more into like the life imprisonment kind of thing. You'd be fine. You'd be fine. But where's my room?
It's up the stairs, but I think you'll be better down here. And he'll just lay you down on like a little sofa and then place a blanket over you. And at this point, the rest of you noticing this as Adachi's beginning to be tucked in like a little baby.
I'll ask the group, what did y'all do to him?
Made him take his mind off Vieric.
Very well.
Like he could ever do that.
Hardly.
Well, I would ask each of you what happened, but by the smell and the looks of each of you, guessing you had a bit of fun down at the tavern. Celebrating a hard day's work.
Indeed.
Well, maybe next time each of you can pour more that ale and wine in your mouths than on your shirts.
I'll give him a chuckle and say, "Oh, I'll definitely try."
Well, to bed with each of you.
Yeah, Crix is just gonna go off and go to bed.
I would like to speak with Lord Exarch and, try to give him a heads up to check on the tavern with possibly a couple guards just to make sure everything died down, because it was pretty chaotic when we left.
Oh, your sister said it was just a celebration.
Well, it was a violent celebration. Just a heads up.
And he'll just make his way, turn around, grabbing his shield and sword, and then beginning to make his way out.
Lord Exarch, do you need any assistance? You have men for that, right?
What was that just on?
I'm saying it was just a brawl. I'm not sure if you would need a sword and shield. Possibly just sending a few guards would be sufficient.
Yeah. Just to be safe. I'm not gonna hurt anybody.
You look like you're ready for war, but I'm not gonna judge. I'm going to bed.
Each of you making your way to bed. Unless there's anything else, you can get a good night's rest.
Nice. Spend any hit die if you need.
Yes, if you need to spend any hit dice.
Drunken
while we're
fool.
doing that,
I don't remember how to do that.
I think you can.
Just on the short rest, I think, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
click
just click
short,
short
rest,
rest.
and then there's a hit die button.
Thanks.
Happy to help.
Now, do remember that the night is just a short rest there, Adachi, so you did kind of spend all of your spells in a bar fight.
oh yeah, it was worth it.
All right,
Worth it.
just double checking.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I don't use them anyway. It's fine.
All right, well, with that, I believe that moves each of you to April 4th as the short rest is completed. Each of you getting a lovely night of rest as you had each enjoyed at least a couple of drinks. Most of you, especially you, Adachi, waking up in a pool of your own drool, just being super sound asleep.
Can I roll for that 20 Constitution save and say that Adachi just feels great this morning? Like he feels like
Oh,
so
that was for the
relaxed and,
cold.
like,
You'll definitely have a little bit of a
oh,
hangover,
can I? Okay, I will have a
but
hangover.
it won't
Okay,
be
okay,
it won't be hindering.
got it. Okay, sounds good.
So as each of you wake up, begin to make your way about, Cryptilli doing your morning prayers, Adachi going through your book, noticing quite a bit of your tattoos have faded, and only having a slight handful of options available. The rest of you, get dressed and make your preparations for what I do believe each of you to be making your way back to Blight.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, then as each of you make your way downstairs, all of you seeing Adachi with his hair quite a sight to see, completely a mess, rubbing his head a bit. You can see that just slightly glazed look in his eyes. Probably feeling about the same as the rest of you. Crix, I feel like you probably drank a bit less with the commotion starting, along with Cryptilli and Varric, but definitely had your partake as well.
Just Stalin's used to it.
Right, you feel normal.
Oh yeah. Just another day.
Adachi looks to Justalin and goes, "Oh, brother Justalin, I feel a little fuzzy. We were playing dice last night, and I don't remember much after that. What was in that drink you gave me?"
I wouldn't say I gave it to you, but it was
Oh,
caramel
right.
with strawberries. You had too much. Just way too much.
You all came in looking like a bit of shit last night. You were stupering about in the courtyard.
What? Biz only gave me that one drink. I thought and like Adachi kind of scratches his head and just tries to remember what happened.
You gave yourself many more right after that.
What oh, huh? I did.
Don't you feel it?
Yeah. I mean, my head's kind of foggy and like everything seems kind of loud. And then like Adachi will be like just touching his head. And he's like, "Oh, I should probably get myself cleaned up before Lord Viret comes down. Excuse me.
So you look down at your feet, Adachi. The tankard from the tavern is just on the floor. And some of it starts
Adachi
ringing
pauses
back
for-
to you. You have flashes. Lord Virik! And then drinking.
Adachi looks at, all of a sudden he spends a second staring at it, and then he looks at Justalin and goes, Justalin, what have I done? What did I say to Lord Virik? Oh no, and then he's like freaking out. He's like grabbing his head, and he's like, oh my gosh, oh no, oh shit, oh.
I think at this point it's
Okay,
appropriate for Virik to be making his way down with a bit of a nice swollen cheek. Not like a black eye or a broken nose, but the punch was pretty well delivered. And it's quite noticeable. You know, got a pretty clean looking face otherwise.
Adachi looks at him and goes, Lord Virik, your face, what? And then he's like, oh, I was there when it happened, and I didn't protect him. And he's like, and then Adachi just like groveling on the ground is like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, my lord. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I don't know what came over me. And he's just like bowing and like my deepest apologies. My deepest apologies.
Adachi, just stay away from me. From now on, protect May.
But Zahena has spoken to me in a prophecy that my duty is to protect you.
Who's here? Me or them?
I mean, it is. I follow you, Lord Virik, and bows like 3 more times.
Well, follow what I tell you and protect May from here on out.
I don't understand, but I will follow your orders, my lord. And he kind of like goes back to his couch and picks up his mug off the ground and just kind of stares into it for a while.
And I walk away and mumble, yeah, follow the ass.
May goes up to the Exarch and is like, I am deeply sorry for last night's events. My brothers just
Whatever each of you seem to have started there doesn't seem to be any ill will held. Just a bit of tempers being let out, perhaps from not getting enough meals, not enough sources from the sea. However, I will say the tavern was quite messed up. It's gonna take some time to be some repairs.
right. I look at Crix and I say, brother, let's take a walk.
Yes, I agree. I think I know what you're getting at.
I would like to know if Adachi could send this little happy helper thing to help clean up the inn, or can he not use anything at this point?
Not like that.
Oh crap! All right, just a thought.
It takes 10 minutes because I don't actually use a spell slot. I ritual cast it, and I have to be within 60 feet of it, or it disappears. So I can't like send it
60
to
feet.
the other side of the town.
Okay, I know nothing of magic, only Kai.
Well, I've got everything ready for each of you. Well, down there last night, they did speak of how the ice was broken. Biz, well, a bit messed up. He plans to head out this morning.
That's wonderful.
Well, with that in mind, I'm going to have a few guards have to oversee some repairs. Not just to the tavern, but to the rest of the stronghold as well. But I will be taking Lady Faye and a couple of other choice guards making my way over to North Point. I know a bit sooner than expected, but with the amount of work each of you have done here, I don't see a reason for me to stay and oversee the people here. Practically just take care of themselves.
How long a travel is it from here to North Point, and which route would you be taking?
I suppose I'll head up to Windhelm and then use the roads.
And just out of curiosity, what?
Take a
Oh,
couple weeks of travel. Be back here in about a month.
got delay.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, see. Yeah, I was curious to know what role would Lady Faye be playing in this expedition to North Point?
A bit of an ambassador, a voice from the king, and from his from the temple there in Blight, and then also myself will serve well as a message.
Well, if she must go, please take extra care of her safety.
Yeah, I think Adachi would say, Lord Exarch, I do not question your wisdom, especially in my current disgraceful state, but I believe that path will cross closely to the mark in Whitethorn Forest that we saw on the map from the bandit camp. I just urge you to be extra cautious as you approach Whitethorn Forest.
I'm just more concerned with the gnolls, but this is all we can take, but we should be fine. I haven't met a gnoll yet that can beat me in combat.
Adachi is going to use his message cantrip to message Justalin secretly and just say, Brother Justalin, should we consider going with them? I mean, Lord Exarch's guards were strong, but I worry that such a small force might be overwhelmed in the forest.
And I thought we were all standing close to each other, so I don't know why he sent this to me, but I'll go to him and say, "Yeah,
I
we're
didn't
all
want
together, right?"
I didn't want Exarch to hear.
I can't respond. I forgot I could respond.
Yeah, you feel
Yeah.
like that familiar, like that burning sensation as you look down at your arm. You see a
Yeah,
message
it's a
beginning
tattoo.
inscribed,
Yeah.
a tattoo appearing.
This again. Well, at least now I know what it is. Adachi, go figure. This is something we should consult with our brothers and our sisters. It's not a decision I can make on my own.
Yes, yeah, so you think that, and then a tattoo pops up on Adachi's arm that says that, and Adachi like tries to be really nonchalant and be like, while Exarch's talking about something else, but he's like secretly like reading his arm. It's really obvious he's distracted. He goes,
What has caught your eye
excuse me.
there, Adachi?
Oh, it seems like I got a new tattoo last night. I didn't realize there was a tattoo parlor.
Oh, you didn't let one of those dwarfs get a hold of you. Let me see what'd you get.
No, I'm sorry, just too embarrassing.
As
Like
he
Adachi like
attempts to look, like at this point, the message fading.
Great. Adachi sighs like, whew.
But to no success, so you would have just felt it fade.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, I'll be heading out about an hour's time. As I said, the chest out on the porch. If you need a bit of an assistance, let me know, but after breaking past the walls, you'll be on your own.
Got it.
I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if there's like a. I don't remember how heavy that was. I think two of us could carry it easily. But if there is like a sled or small thing that we could pull it on for the snow, or would that be
I'm
harder?
sure that there's enough materials around for you to like have some sort of makeshift thing of like that would work. Give me 2 checks though, an intelligence check and also a like a woodworking check. So we'll do a d20 plus your dex modifier unless you're proficient in woodworking, which I don't think you are. Okay, yeah, you know of the materials, and especially resorting to some of the plans you had seen for the dog sled. You at least have a good idea of what you can do. So go ahead and give me the d20 plus your dex modifier. Sort of bending and shaping this into exactly what you need. Also, probably using some thread to stitch. Comes out pretty nice. It's not the best. It's very primitive style for sure. Bit of leather pulled across and stitched up, tied to a few logs, enough to just be able to pull it along.
Enough to get the job done. That's what I wanted.
I mean, nonetheless, still having to pull it, but from what you put together, you get the idea that it will help at least a bit. But I will say, at that point, Exarch, after you finish it, will say, "Huh, I don't know what that's gonna do for you, but good luck. It's about that time." And as he looks to the rest of you, he'll give a bit of a bow, and then say, "Well, tell your father I said hello. Give him my thanks. And I will send word as soon as I make my way back from North Point."
Be safe.
You all as well. And as he sees each of you out, he'll close the door, then begin to head to the north side of the stronghold.
I
As
think
the
Adachi
rest
would
of you
speak
make
up.
your... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh,
No,
I was
more
just gonna say
Blight.
Adachi's gonna speak up as soon as he leaves and goes, Lord Vieric, Lady May, I worry that some ill may befall Lord Exarch on his journey. He's traveling so close to that mark on the map that we found from the bandit camp. I just worry his forces aren't adequate enough if there's another similar encampment that far north.
Yes, I too worry. We must make haste and get home to father so he can send reinforcements.
Should we not accompany them? Perhaps we should go north instead of south.
We still need to complete our current mission. We need to report back to Father.
Now, can Lord Edzart travel westward and then north to North Point?
He doesn't want to go through the mountains.
Okay, I thought he could avoid them. I wasn't sure how widespread they were.
So without putting like mountains like all the way through, where
Right.
this mound is, right here that I'm pinging.
Yep.
I mean, like, so in that area, it's like a little bit hilly, but there is like a little waypoint in that area that each of you would know of. But the mountains do extend all the way here, basically to the south,
Gotcha. Okay.
and a bit to the north as well. But this being one of the first like style maps I put together, I just put down like more little symbols and making it like as detailed as it probably should be. So, To be honest, a little bit of laziness on my part.
As long as we understand, that's cool. I know now. There's a
But
whole road in the middle, so
yeah, with each of you like being in the royal family, doing like your training and like, going about at least a few years here, you would, have a good lay of the land.
hmm
While I do agree that we should let Father know how our mission went, how successful can we say our mission was if Lord Exart died?
I wonder if we could send an armed guard maybe to Blight with the chest and then escort Lord Exarch. That's only a suggestion.
Well, we also wanted to investigate the marking down near Nisus. And we're talking about putting that off for another month. That could give, if it is a camp, a long time to grow.
And it is shockingly close to Blight.
Trust in Exarch.
I too trust the Exarch.
Do we know how many men he has with him? Just to kind of get a gauge of his strength.
Can you say that again? Sorry.
Yeah, how many men are with Lord Exarch, or how many soldiers?
Okay. So he didn't give you a direct number. He just said like a handful. But from, knowing Exarch a good amount of time, each of you would know that he is definitely a capable warrior, to say the least. Like if he were to fail in this endeavor, it would be very shocking to each of you with what you know of his skills.
Gotcha. And originally, our our quest was to get Lady Faye here. It was up to him to continue that, though. So perhaps we did what we were supposed to do.
Dashi would look to Cryptilli and say, Lady Cryptilli, your thoughts?
It seems that that marking down there might be a more pressing matter, as it is very close to Blight. Maybe we can have someone keep an eye on Exarch as he travels. Um, is there anyone that knows people in Windhelm or might be able to find someone who can keep an eye as he travels in the nearby towns? And then we can meet up with him later.
I'll allow a check, but you all have been given information for this answer. If you need like a little bit of a jar of information.
A history check?
Just Allen, go ahead and roll me a history check at advantage.
All right.
And while he's rolling that, I will add on, while each of you do know the leaders of the individual villages and cities that occupy Zidane, they're leaders to be very formidable, definitely earning their right as the overseer of the village or city while your father is in Blight, being trusted with his word and also to uphold his law. Just on with your check, you'll remember when talking to Visceral Fletcher about the spy network set amongst the cities.
They're widespread. They definitely keep an eye out, as they should. So we should be more than covered when it comes to information coming and going.
Yes. So, is there a way that you could get in contact with someone to relay information for us?
Visceral is the spy master. So if I cannot, he definitely can. But I'll make sure I speak with him when we make it back to Blight, if that's what we decide to do.
I think that would be the most helpful, brother.
Very well.
Adashi bows and goes, my lords and ladies, I thank you for your wisdom. I apologize for my interjection.
I don't think there is the need to apologize. I think you were concerned about his well-being, and our family should be concerned about others' well-being.
Yes, of course, Lady Cryptili. And then Adashi's gonna like look at May, and be like, Lady May, may I have a moment before we part on our way to Blight?
Sure.
And I guess he'll walk away from the rest of the group, if that's cool.
Fine with me.
Cool. And so Adashi will just say, Lady May, I apologize for the awkwardness here, but Lord Virik has decided that I should be your guard now. I cannot refuse his orders. I'm afraid that remembering some of last night that I gravely overstepped my duties and will have to earn back his trust. And so like he takes a knee and kind of puts his fist over his heart and goes, so Lady May, if you will, I would be most gracious to be in your service and keep you safe.
Absolutely not. Get up.
But Lady May,
Get up.
what
Get
will I
up.
do?
Get up and listen to what I'm about to say.
Okay.
You know that your purpose is to guard Virik and to protect Virik with your life, correct?
Right.
Yes, you know that because of your experiences with...
Right, yeah, the prophecy I received from Zahanis like 20 years ago. Yes, of course.
Correct, right, okay. So, there's no need for you to pretend to shift your alliance to me. You're my brother. I know that you care for me. I know that you'll protect me if you can. I'm not worried about that. What you are going to learn from me is how you can actually fulfill that purpose. So how can you get close enough to Virik to actually be able to safeguard his life?
You mean outside of just what I was doing before?
Correct. You can't do what you were doing before.
All right. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I possess your same intelligence, Lady May. Is there another way?
Yes, there is another way. You have to fade much more into his life as opposed to trying to intrude as much.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense.
Yes. How about this? I'll offer you a deal. I promise to help you safeguard Virik's life. He's my twin brother, after all. I care about him, even if he's an oaf. I promise to help you safeguard his life if you promise to listen to what I say.
But yes, of course. Yeah, if both of us are, fulfilling Zahena's will, then the prophecy will for sure come true. Do you mind if I speak candidly for a second?
Yes, you don't have to ask that. You're my brother. You can literally just do that anytime.
I know, but I feel like the whole guard thing, I abdicated my role. It's pretty exhausting to keep up with. I'm not gonna lie.
No. I agree with you. It's pretty exhausting to keep up with. Don't keep up with it. Just you are our brother. That's it. That is the most intimate relationship you could possibly ask for with Vieric, aside from, a more intimate relationship. So this is like from like a guard perspective, from a safeguarding perspective, the most intimate relationship you could have. Act like his
Oh,
brother. Because that's
okay, so
actually
it's
what you are.
so it's an undercover mission. Got it. So I am still his Kingsguard, but I will pretend to be brotherly with him. That genius. I, Lady May, your intelligence impresses me. So he's like really excited, and then he stops for a second and goes, just one last thing. I mean, to be honest, I still never understood why the prophecy chose him over you. Um, I, I mean, Lord Vieric is powerful and strong, but he
I
has
am
such a
let me stop you right there. I am not the heir, nor do I want to be the heir. It is very important to me, not just because I love my brother, stupid as he may be, but
yes,
I
stupid.
also do not want to be the queen of the day. So let's get it together. Let's make sure he's safe.
Okay.
Let's help him make the right decisions. But that's really out of our
Right.
hands, to be honest. I have a lot more
It,
years experience in that realm. But
okay.
yes.
Forgive me. So no more lady and lord stuff. I have to
Yes,
stop that.
thank you. Get over that. Oh my god. Yes.
Uh, uh, you're sure? You're sure Vieric won't mind?
I'm positive.
All right. I'll try. I will do my best, May. And then he like kind of winks at
Yes.
you.
She's like nodding. She's like, yeah, that's good.
Okay. It's gonna take an adjustment, but I'll do my best. If it's what's best for Vieric, Lord Vieric, no Vieric, just Vieric. If it's what's best for Vieric, then I will be his brother
Well, no,
again.
you are his brother. Yeah, that's just who you are. You are
Oh,
genuinely his brother.
right. I am his brother for now. Right.
Yeah, you sound
Got it.
like a drone when you say that, but you are actually his brother.
Okay, I am actually his brother. Right. I will remember that.
No, 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 no. Don't say it like that. Like I'm just letting you know. You don't have to repeat it. I'm just letting you know you are his brother. You're my brother. He's my brother. We're twins.
Right. We're family. We're a big family that I am a part of. Right. Right.
Right.
Got it.
Right.
Even just Stalin. Even just Stalin's part.
Yeah,
Halfway part.
you don't have to say even. And you also don't have to single him out.
Right. Because he's just like us and has the same goals at heart. Right.
Sure.
Got it.
But
Got
the
it.
point is
Okay.
he's your brother.
Brother. He is my brother. And then Adachi just starts whispering that and goes, okay, I think I got it now. Thank you.
I
Thank
hope
you. And
so.
he does
It's pretty simple.
he goes to bow like and he like stops himself halfway. He's like really strains to like not bow and stop and like stand back up and goes, "Thank you, May." Turns around and walks away.
And I go, perfect.
Any of the rest of you have anything that you'd like to do? It still seems that the plan landed on heading towards Blight. So, other than needing to load up the treasure, and well, I guess treasure from the bandit camp, but now being used to help pay for stuff and to repair the stronghold. Just need to load that up and then make your way. I saw your light, Vieric, but I didn't hear anything. doing the same thing. I see you lighting up, but I just don't hear any sound.
Anything?
Yep, that's better.
I said, all right, everyone, we can head back to the castle. I got people that'll keep an eye on Exarch.
Good. And I try to take like Crix aside.
Yes, May.
I think we should make a stop at the tavern and try to help them with the repairs, at least financially.
I couldn't agree more.
Okay.
So, are each of you just gonna make your way there quickly? Drop off
Yeah.
a few coin.
Yep.
So, other than the tavern being fairly empty with it being so early, you'll see the barmaid cleaning up a bit. Still quite a bit of broken tables, stools, things of that manner. And as each of you make your way in, this short, slightly on the heavier side, blonde-haired dwarf will put her hands on her hips and just say, "Well, look who came back."
Yes. We're sorry about last night. Well, I'm sorry about last night.
Right, you should be.
Right. Anyways, I know that you all will get your tavern up into tip-top shape, but I also know that last night there was a lot of stock that was broken and lost. So, anyways, well, just your ales and things that were
Yes,
smashed.
indeed.
Yes. Anyways, we're here to help. Anyways, we're here to recompense at least some of it, and I hand her like 2 gold.
Her eyes will widen quite a bit. Oh. Are you sure?
Positive.
Crix is gonna slap another 2 gold on the counter and just say, "Please forgive us."
With this amount, consider it never happened.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll never forget, but thank you.
Can Adachi also slap 2 gold and say, also really sorry, but wondering if I could just have 1 more pint of your strawberry beer.
Unfortunately, Adachi, you are not there. You can make your way there,
Oh,
but
I'm
you
not
won't be
there?
there at the moment.
Okay. Okay, never mind. I thought we all went.
They just went off on their own. Everyone else seemed to just want to
No worries.
load
No worries.
up.
It's fine.
Well,
Cryptilli did promise, but it's fine. Adachi probably doesn't remember.
Yep, I was hoping you didn't. That was the whole ploy.
it's ingenious. So with that, after each Crix and May, both of you paying a little contribution towards the repairs of the tavern and lost inventory, the rest of you loading up what's needed, and then on the very, we'll say, well-made. Why not? Like, it's definitely, it should be something to be proud of, Crepsilly, right? Like, it's one of its kind.
Innovative.
Having it loaded up, Creptilli, you'll notice that it does help to where most of you can, well, the 4 of you there can pull this by yourself.
Oh, perfect.
But after making my couple of rolls and there being no problems while you head down the road. We can fast forward to each of you to Blight if there's something you'd like to RP along the way. Feel free, but I do have questions for each of you as we move along.
Okay.
All right. So after these little bits of exchanges, I think after 3 slight confrontations, if that's the right word for it, with I feel like the last one definitely, maybe the other 2 confrontations might be the wrong word for it, but well, little kerfuffles amongst the siblings. I want to check in with each of you as we continue on, as each of you make your way back towards Blight. Because of just noticing what was some of the stuff said in chat, I just want to know some of, like, basically your character's inner thoughts. Like, how are each of you feeling at the situation? So let's start with just Stalin, since you had posted it in chat as like a little bit of inner dialogue to yourself. After the past few events, how are you feeling? What are you thinking?
So, based on the fact that I've been away from my family for so long, I felt like all of this is just kangaroo court because of their culture. They just seem to handle things in a different manner, especially when it comes to formalities. But I've even seen the informalities kick in as well, which surprised me. So, but at the same time, I feel like I'm bonding with my siblings. So, um, not pointing any fingers, but definitely Lord Varric has been disappointing me in his decision making. So that's in the back of my mind. And with Adachi, I'm seeing him grow in terms of independence. Everyone else, I can go into the particulars of everyone else, but those are the main 2 things in terms of my concern. So yeah. Growth overall, bonding overall, but yeah, those 2. I'm watching them. If that made sense.
Yes, indeed. Adachi. Not only just the
Yeah.
confrontations,
Oh,
but
sorry.
also now being ordered to protect May instead of Varric.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Adachi, like, after he had this prophecy where he saw Varric as this chosen one, he really put himself in isolation for like about probably like 20 years. You know, like he lived in the barracks and he was like only a guard and he like would only address his siblings as like Lord and Lady. But I think the whole like drinking experience last night, kind of like it opened his eyes. Like it took like the I guess it took beer goggles for him to realize that Varric isn't perfect, you know, and like kind of made him all these like suppressed thoughts about like, you know, why is he stealing from people? Like, oh, it's messed up. Like all those imperfections he was trying to ignore, I think have kind of come to the surface a little bit. Um, but then I think May's conversation really helped him as well because he thought he was doing what was best for the family and for Varric, and this whole routine of like being a guard wasn't really helping. So I think it's starting like he's starting to it still doesn't quite understand it all, obviously, but I think he's getting there. And I think like just the experience with just Stalin too. I mean, like he's never really had to work with someone that's not an elf, so like he's the youngest, so he doesn't quite understand the world yet. So I think he's just learning quickly how the world works and that there's other people that aren't elves and it's okay to not be a full elf. um, yeah, it's more like your goals and like how people act and their actions that speak more than you know, their bloodline or whether they're the heir kind of thing. If any of that makes sense.
Cryptilli? Same question. I mean, minus the order part, of course, but
No worries. Cryptilli's pretty much the same. still sitting back, kind of observing everyone. She's still the regular hothead she is. She understands Virik is similar to her. I think she sees more similarities in Virik, May, and Crix, and then making sure that just Stalin and Adashi are still being part of the family since they are. And that's pretty much it.
And Crix?
Overall, Crix is really happy to be bonding with his family. Having the two that haven't been around as much around has been really great for him. He's a little disappointed with Varric at the moment because he's not quite living up to Crix's idea of what the future king should be like, but he also understands that Varric is his own person, but I don't know. The whole thing for Crix is he wants everybody to get along all the time, even though that's not going to be possible. And sometimes that frustrates him.
May?
I think May is feeling surprised at herself at how like close she feels to her siblings overall, especially after these adventures. But she also is kind of, I guess, shocked is the right word to describe how she feels about like Viric's actions. She knew about his sort of, let's say, double life, but she didn't expect him to treat people like this in the day to day. So she is a little disappointed in Virik as well.
And Virik?
So, Varric is basically feeling the pressures of being next in line. He feels like he needs to show how strong he is, and he needs to be stronger than his father. So, to do that, he'll do whatever he needs to do, go at whoever he needs to go at to show that he's not just going to tolerate everything. Um, he feels like there's something in Creep Tilly that is very similar to himself, and he's more so thinking about his different relationships and recalculating them and thinking that nobody really has his back because May was supposed to, even though she's like the polar opposite of him and she balances him out. He just kind of is surprised that nobody had his back through everything that was going on, and he's just trying to show how strong he is, basically.
That's deep.
Hey, I tried my best.
That sounds
Yeah,
personal.
yeah. That man's hurt. That man's hurt.
It came from the
He's
heart.
out of character right now.
And it's hilarious because my reaction was like, what?
Yeah, that was definitely in character. In life, I don't give a fuck.
Great.
For sure. That
So
was
what-
also
No, that's
in
exactly it.
character.
It's all character inner dialogue. So I mean, besides general conversation as each of you make your way back, heading out on April 4th after a bit of a discussion on whether or not to follow Exarch to the north, and or perhaps even change his direction, assuming he didn't want to go through the Stokeland Mountains, sending him going to the north seemed to be best, especially after determining being able to set up a little bit of a few extra eyes to sit upon him and make sure he is safe in his endeavor. Along the travel back, you have no issues along the road. The weather holds up quite nicely. The worst that happens is it does get a bit windy on April 5th, but with the amount of time spent discussing, getting a little bit later of a start in the morning, not too bad, but mainly also the hindrance of the chest being pulled. You will each make your way back with the city of Blight, the walls within sight, on April 7th, as you see the gates open, it reaching just early in the afternoon, approximately 11 a.m., as you begin all making your way back into the city. And with that is where we will call tonight's session, because with what I personally feel to be an amazing session, that was a hell of a lot of fun. I would like to award each of you your experience and have everything up to date going into the next part. So, each of you will earn 317 experience. And with each of you, I believe, last being at 1,632. This should put everyone at 1,949.
Awesome.
So, just under 800 to level 4, but a lot was accomplished, and a lot of trust was formed and then quickly destroyed within a matter of a few decisions. But it was a hell of a lot of fun, to say the least. And we'll say everything I prepared, we didn't really even get into. So that was a fun time. But I hope you guys had a fun time as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So much fun. Can you go over the numbers again, please?
So with the 317 earned, it should put you at 1,949.
Perfect. Thanks.
Problem. Well.
Yeah, that was super fun. A little, I did not see a bar brawl coming. I just didn't.
Awesome.
Me either. But I guess it was a matter of time, knowing personalities and stuff. But if any of you have anything that you'd like to shout out or share, please feel free. Other than that, I'll go ahead and lead us out of here.
Looking forward to what's to come. It's been chaotic. We'll see where it goes.
Yes. What happens after a family bar brawl?
Character growth for everybody.
Right? Well, just as a reminder, next week, just a break week, a bit of a recharge, taking some time off. Just scheduled. I try to do something like this every 3 months or so, just so everyone can kind of recharge their batteries. But it worked out because Vieric will be moving that day, so just ended up working out for everybody.
It got pushed back a couple days.
Lame.
I appreciate it though.
Nonetheless, at least you don't have to worry. You can pack the computer, I guess, if you want to, but probably not.
Yeah.
But for the map, we had 2-minute tabletops and their assets. You can find the link for them down below, along with the ambiance music, Sword Coast Soundscapes. Give a shout out to Heroes Wanted Discord channel as well, who support D&D streamers and just have a lovely community going there. It's always a nice time to see some familiar faces drop in. Always appreciate it. And the logo from Lady Loxer. Again, if you haven't already, make sure you check out the other social networks down below. Twitter, YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And see you next time for some more World of Elista. Bye, everybody.